so much for joining me for my July favorite. It seems like as we get into summer, or we are well into summer actually, the more effortless my makeup becomes, and also dressing, that becomes much more effortless as well. And I wanted to point this out because this was something that we shared in the haul, the Nordstrom haul, and I told my husband I would be borrowing it. So this is actually a men's hoodie, but I really like it, and it has lots of different colors. So this one is a light blue shade. It's really pretty. It's a really beautiful blue tone. There's a slight amount of green in this. Some blues have more red, they can lean more purple, but any shade of blue typically works on me. So I knew when he got this, I told him I would also be using this. It's nice and lightweight. There's also a white shade, which I think he would have picked up because that's his uniform, white t-shirt, jeans, and boots, but they didn't have any white in stock at the time. So he picked up the blue, which is really pretty on his eyes. So if you have blue eyes as well, but I think it works really great with brown hair, brown eyes also. They have a pretty dusty pink color that I really liked as well. So I wanted to make sure to point this out. And as you know, I take many things from his closet, from white button-down shirts. I think men's white cotton button-downs are even better than the women's sometimes. So I do shop my husband's closet every once in a while, and sometimes the men's offerings are better than the women's. I do have that paired with some cotton linen trousers. So I'll also leave those in the link below because I think they're on sale. As for effortless makeup, I started off with this, which I traveled with and kept forgetting to use, but when I do use it, it makes such a difference. It's a mattifying primer by Chanel. I have it on now. I have not powdered. So this is a very easy, effortless look that was easily put together as well. So make sure to tune to get ready with me. But this makes a big difference if I'm not going to powder because it helps keep everything intact here. That's usually the job of powder for me. So I need to make sure to prime first. So that one's by Chanel. As you know, I have been going really lightweight with foundations. In fact, if I hadn't shown this so many times this month, I'd be featuring this today. It's the Future Skin Gel by Shon. This is in Creme. And then another level of coverage, which has been really easy to use, plus it's in a tube here, is in the shade Tan in their Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. Now this has 15 SPF, but that's not enough for me. I would go in with an SPF as well with this. However, today I did go in with the Water Fresh Tint. I wanted to just reiterate how much I love this, especially for the summer. I did film something. I can't even remember what I did with it. It was a full look with this and then the Water Fresh blush, which I did in the Get Ready With Me. So you'll see this with a Water Fresh blush directly on the skin. No conceal. Yeah, I didn't conceal here in the front. I just have a little concealer under my eyes today. So you'll get to see how that works. And again, no powder. So I don't have that extra layer of powder on top. Although I did go in with a couple of blushes that I wanted to compare for you. Because of the condition of my skin and that I don't have to conceal. Oh my gosh, hold on. I put them back there so I don't forget. This has been a favorite. This combination, this Dermalogica, it's the powerbright it's a powerbright dark spot peel, and it's also the powerbright dark spot serum. I think you can buy them separately, but I use them together. So this one says to use daily for 4 to 5 days when you start, and then taper off to 2 to 3 times per week, 4 to 5 days a week. Yeah, and then 2 to 3 times a week. And then going in with this as well. So let me know how your experience has been. I know some of you have been using this almost as long as I have. So I'd love to hear updates on this or anything else you think might be helpful for other people, because a lot of you are here because you have some of the same skin issues I have. But I have to say, once my skin is nice and even, it's so much more enjoyable to apply makeup because I'm not having to go in and be super strategic and take all this time with concealing, and even skipping concealer feels really nice. So I will invest in skincare. Okay, I'll put those over there now that I'm done talking about them. Like I said, I did not go in with concealer, but I went in with the Camoflauge Stylo. So make sure to tune if you're not sure how to use this and you have it, because I did not apply it all over my eye area and down in this area. It was just right here. So just that little bit helps me out quite a bit. It's a nice fluid texture. I have mine in 4C. Yeah, it just helps with the appearance of puffiness for me. I don't really have dark circles, but I do have darkness and redness right under my eyelash line on the bottom there. And so, you know, my trick here, if you've been here, is the Trench. Where is it? It's the eyeshadow stick by Victoria Beckham. And that's why, because it's on the floor. Hold on. It's this by Victoria Beckham in Trench. It just cancels it out. I had questions about if you are not my coloring, because I know this is probably going to be too deep if you are any lighter or pinker than me, but it works really well, especially to combat any redness. There is one Trish McAvoy that's pink, but I don't know if it's going to combat redness, but it is lighter. I used it in that Nordstrom video where things did not go well. Oh, speaking of Nordstrom, so yeah, I did like 5 products, 5 5-star products from Nordstrom to test them out, and I really didn't like most of them. There was one thing I think I liked. But speaking of Nordstrom, I think there's like a day or 2 maybe left of their sale. So I did want to point out the Vince trousers that I picked up. They're actually leggings. So they're stretchy material because they keep their shape. That's what I really like. I don't like leggings that are too, like I don't wear really leggings anymore except for if it's exercise. But out in the world, I don't think leggings are something I wear. But this has the technology of a legging. It's thicker though, and it keeps its shape. So that's what I really like about it. I did get a size large. I'm between a 6 and an 8, somewhere hovering in there. So I did want a roomier fit, but still have some shape that would maintain the shape. I have had good luck with this pant for several years, so this is not a new item to them. In fact, they bring this around every year and I rarely see them go on sale. That is why I picked them up, because I needed something that was a staple piece, that was gonna be comfortable, that I knew would perform well, and also go with pretty much everything. They've got a nice zipper on the side so it's flat in the front. And then again, that seam in the back really makes a difference in keeping that shape. This All Saints t-shirt that I picked up also is a great staple piece, not very exciting, but it has a really lovely silhouette to it. It's not your standard t-shirt material where it can be a little bit like, not crispy, but it doesn't have the drape that this fabric has. So there's a little bit of weight to this one. I also picked that one up in a large, and that one is also on sale. So if you were interested in either one of those, then I would definitely recommend them, especially before they go up in price. And do let us know if you picked those up. And then for Brow Stay, I went in with an old favorite because I could not find my Jones Road Beauty brow product. I couldn't even find the Chantecaille brow product I've been using recently. And so I went in with this, which is, I think, a really lovely pairing with a more very natural, more dewy appearance to the skin, because there's so much light reflecting off the surface of the skin that I really didn't want my brows to also be shiny. I mean, I guess some people could say this is shiny, but I really wanted my eyebrows not to be shiny. So this is a nice powdery formula that does not reflect the light. I wanted to build up the brows, like make them a little bit fuller, but not super intense. So I went in with a clear brow gel. That one is by Jones Road Beauty. So yeah, so I love their one in light brown, but also in clear. It's just a different look. So I'm sure I'll go back to the light brown sooner or later, but I really like this for a more pared down kind of look. Then for bronzer, I went in with a couple of them because I think you might appreciate seeing the difference, because I know a lot of you are after this palette because it is out of stock all over the place. I see it go back into stock and then it goes out of stock. It's the one in light coral, so I had questions about what is my favorite Healthy Glow Sun-Kissed powder, because I have this, which is light coral. I have medium coral. I also have medium rose gold. Out of all of them, I use this one the most. And I compared this bronzer here on this side, you'll see it in the Get Ready With Me. I compared it with this one in Sunstone by Chantecaille. So if you were interested in this but can't get your hands on it, I thought I'd show you this Chantecaille versus the bronzer in the light coral. So I compared those for you. I also thought as I was doing that, this blush kind of reminded me of this blush, the Sunstone blush by Chantecaille. So they both have a corally tone to them. So I have the Chanel blush over here and I have the Chantecaille blush over here. So I went on top of the Water Fresh blush with these blushes for comparison purposes, but also I think it added a little bit more life to my skin. The Water Fresh blush in, I don't know if I even talked about this, in Warm Pink that I applied is really beautiful in real life, but very hard to perceive, I think, on camera. I haven't edited the Get Ready With Me yet, so I don't know, but I at least know I can see this blush on my face. So if you wanted to know the difference between those two, hopefully that will help, but they're both lovely. Let me just check, what did I forget back here? I need to talk about, oh yeah. So I also know that some of you may have picked up the NuFace device. So it comes with the gel if you pick the one up from Nordstrom on their sale. That one comes with a different gel than this. And this is the one I prefer because this is firming and brightening. So this one is also a microcurrent activator. So in order to use that device, you need a microcurrent activator. So there's that original, or you could go in with this, and I prefer this one again because I like brightening, because I like firming anyway. So when you run out of the one that came in the package, if you're interested in firming and brightening, I use this today with my NuFace device. This works really well with makeup in general that I apply. I typically don't get any kind of interaction and residue with this product underneath any other skincare products or with makeup. I wanted to remember to talk about this because it is newer to me. It's the Rose de May body cream with retinol. I've been really focusing on my face, but then I like to think about like my hands and my arms and how I treat the rest of my skin. So this one I wanted to mention because it's creamier than the retinol hand cream. So if you have the Shon retinol hand cream, which I do, this one is nice and creamy. The retinol hand cream is a little bit more fluid. So this one is nice and creamy. If you were thinking they were the same, they are a different texture. So I actually have been using like a heel cream, this cream, and then my retinol hand cream in the evenings. And then I also use the Current Body, the hand red light thing, along with my mask and my neck mask also. I do a lot of things in the evening. I just wanted to mention I am looking out for my hands these days because I feel like I neglect them. I think that's another area to be very careful of because hands are exposed to sun a lot, and I don't think I apply SPF. No, in fact, I know I don't apply SPF to my hands like I do to my face. So really trying to be aware of my hands these days. And speaking of hands, I really love this nail polish. Hopefully this is in stock somewhere. It's the Hermès. It's really the only one I've been using. It's still really fluid. I talk about this every once in a while because this is the same original bottle that I had. I know it is probably the priciest nail polish that's out there, but to me it's worth it because it's lasted this long and it still performs really beautifully. It was so easy. So what I do, because I don't like to, I'm not patient enough to let my hands dry without doing anything and then they get messed up. So this is the one though, the top coat is really nice, but it's dried out a little bit faster. Like I might need to replace this one soon, but I've had these, I don't even know how long, half a year? I can't remember when I bought them, but I wanna say it's been at least 6 months. Correct me if I'm wrong, I cannot recall, but it's been a while. I love the way they look too. It's really natural. It's just like a your nails but better kind of nail polish, if that's a thing. But what I do is when I work out, I've been doing about 3 miles a day. And so I'll put on one coat and then I'll do a mile, and then I'll do another coat, and then I'll do a mile, and then I'll put on the top coat and I'll do another mile. And by that point, it's pretty much dry. So depending on your climate too, that's when I do my nails. So it's about once a week that I do them. I wanted to mention some shoes that I've had for a year now, I think, yeah. And I wear them all the time. They're so easy to put on. They're the Jenny Kane, I think they were like called the knot shoe or something. I'm trying to pay attention to the things I use all the time because that I think is probably when I'm most satisfied with my purchases, is when I use them all the time. And I get my money's worth. So let me see. They're called the Leather Knot Sandal. And the ones that I have are, I think they have different shades in them. Let me see. So if they go on sale, I'll post. But mine are in the shade Saddle. They have them in black with black. They have them with like a, oh that's pretty, like an olive with a black. They have like two-toned. So I love that it has both brown and black because it's super versatile. I can wear it pretty much with anything and they're so easy to slip on. They have some, like a, not Birkenstock, but you know how Birkenstock has a mold to it that's really comfortable on the foot. It has the same kind of ergonomic kind of mold to it on the bottom. So I really like those. They're very effortless just to slip on and look like kind of pulled together. Oh, and I wanted to mention also this bag. Okay, lots of random things this month, but I feel like I want to point out the things that I'm really using. I really do have some lovely designer bags, but I'm not super comfortable wearing them these days. So I like to go pretty low key with my bags, but also have really nice quality to it because I'm the one using the bag. I just don't need attention put on a bag. So this one is by Oliveve. I showed it in a vlog. It's a very small company and they are based in the US. And this leather is very similar to the leather on my Picoton. It is that nice. And I have people ask me about it in the real world. Where did I get it? Now, the only thing is it reminds me of actually an Hermès bag, but there's only one zipper here. That's my only thing, is the opening is a little bit tricky to get in and out of, but if you don't overstuff this thing, it's okay. It has a crossbody that you can either connect or detach if you want. It's a great size. It's not too big because the bigger the bag I have, the more stuff I will find to put in it. So it has just enough room for sunglasses, phone, even my vlogging camera, but then it's not too big where it's super bulky. But I think there's one online retailer you can buy them from, but I noticed they also do special or custom orders. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm curious if you could order like your certain color and configuration. So I'd like to reach out to them to ask them what exactly that means. And then I wanted to show you this. It has a room for one card on the back, and this came in so handy when I was traveling. Also, I like that there's no logoing on it. This is an older version. I think they have an updated version, but it still has this card slot on the back. So my ID is right here, so I can just take that out, and when I'm done showing it, I put it back in. So I'm not fumbling, nothing else is falling out, only my ID card is in there. So I thought that's really handy. It's those small things that really make a difference, especially when traveling. So I wanted to point that out. I kind of switched into this. I did want to mention the linen shirts I picked up. So I think I mentioned had this color. So I started off in the Get Ready With Me wearing this, but then it got a little bit warm. It's just a button down. I'll show you full length, but I picked up a white, a blue, a black. Is that it? I think I picked up 2 blue ones because I love blue and it's really versatile. So it just is the right length. It's got a lovely silhouette to it, even though it's structured because it's linen. It has a lovely drape, and I think it's a flattering cut. So that's why I stocked up, because they were on sale. I wear them all the time. I know these are things I wear all the time, so I thought, why not just stock up, because I am always grabbing for this. My uniform is a tank top, some kind of button-down shirt, silk, cotton, usually my husband's, or linen. And before these, the linen shirts that I was wearing were my husband's. So I thought, let me get some of my own and let me know if you pick some up. These are the ones I posted on that community tab. So anytime there's a good deal on something that I think I will get a lot of use out of, then I'll post and share. I don't post and share everything, but when I'm excited about something and it's on sale, I will definitely post. So do make sure you are subscribed if you are not already, because it'll just show up on your feed, and that way you don't have to go find it in the community tab. And thank you again so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And this came in just under the wire, this cheetah palette. So I wanted to mention this. It is gorgeous. I did a little bit of a different look this time because I had questions about how does this show up on more rich skin tones, and then there was this insert. I'll talk a little bit more about it in the Get Ready With Me, but there's a lovely model here, and you can see they really focused on the shimmery part of it. So I think that this shimmery shade will look really beautiful on more rich skin tones. Let me show you. So I did a little bit of a different look today with that, where I put that matte color down, that deeper matte color, and then went in the shimmery shade, and I skipped the lighter shade altogether. But that lighter shade, and thank you for letting me know I'm not the only one who finds it difficult to locate a shade like that, because if you are medium toned, sometimes those lighter matte shades are too light. And then the matte colors are really pretty shade for the crease. It's just the right neutral for me. Not too warm, not too cool. Sometimes those kinds of colors can have a red component in them. Sometimes they can pull to gray, and actually that's not a bad thing for me, a gray in a brown, but this is not too gray. It's like a mushroomy color. So even though there's that pretty shimmery shade in there, which is not as shimmery as something like the luminescent eye shades, it's not that shimmery. The particles are smaller, but there still is some intermittent shimmer. It's really those mattes in there that make me excited about this palette, because they are perfect light and dark shades for me. So just being able to have those two together and build that structure really easily is why I love this palette so much. But again, the shimmery color is also beautiful. Also, the lip shades are gorgeous. We've got here Wild Senna, Desert Lily, and Acacia. And I have Acacia right now on, but the 2 lighter shades also work really well. I tried them on again for you with this makeup if you wanted to see that, but the lighter shades don't wash me out, and that's really hard. Also, when it comes to lip shades, if they are too light, I look washed out. Really beautiful and lovely everyday colors for me, so they don't really read well on camera, but they are the kinds of lipsticks that I use all the way up because they're so easy to use. They look pretty with pretty much everything. One for a little bit warmer tone, so that's the Wild Senna, and then one for a little bit cooler toned makeup. Yeah, the one in Desert Lily looks like my lip color, but just a little bit lighter. And then Acacia is like my lip color, but just evened out. So that's why I think I love those so much. And then it reminded me of a couple of Chanel products. Oh, but before I forget, because I will forget, I wanted to mention the Longchamp bag that I have. I forgot to show how nicely it folds up, and that's part of the magic of that bag. It holds so much, but then it also folds down to a really compact size. I'll show you the scale of it with how big it is, but then also how small it can be. And that's also really great for travel. So it's an extra bag that you can take with you in case you maybe end up with more things than you intended, which usually happens to me. So you can fold it up and pack it and take it with you. It doesn't take up too much space. And then at home, fold it up and pack it away like that. And then the last few Chanel products I wanted to mention are these that I went in with. So there's a reason why I love the lip shades in that Chantecaille collection, the Cheetah collection, because I was thinking about the Chanel products I've really been pulling for also, the Rouge Coco Bombs, and I swatched these on my hand. Oh, I already washed them off. But I swatched these on my hand. This is 914 Natural Charm, which looks very similar to one of the other Chantecaille shades, the one in Wild Senna. It looks similar to it. It's not totally the same, but it reminds me of that same idea. Then also Sweet Treat in 930. This reminds me, so this will give you a reference because I don't know if Sweet Treat's available anymore. It's one of my favorite ones. It's a lovely one I've been using a lot of from Chanel. This is almost the same shade as Acacia, which I have on now. Actually, I put this on and then I put Acacia on. And so if you like this shade and you weren't able to get a hold of it or you ran out of it, Acacia is a very similar shade. It's a little bit more intense in terms of pigmentation. It's not as sheer, but it's a very similar color. So I wanted to point that out. In case you wanted another shade like Sweet Treat or you never got your hands on it, Acacia is very similar. And of course, can't forget Fossil Long Lash Mascara has been a favorite, still is a favorite, and I use that today. I'm loving the fresh look of no powder, very little makeup in general, and then just as natural as possible as I can get without looking makeup-y. So this one is the one by Chanel. It's their Balm Essentiel, and this one is in transparent. So it really is like a texture glow versus particle glow that on my cheekbones here, and then also the bridge of my nose. So this is a great one if you want to bring glow to certain parts of the face, but also not to emphasize texture. Something like this is a great option. And I do want to mention, I think I might order that denim skirt from Nordstrom that I tried on because I looked at it again from the try-on in the video and I might pick it up. So let me know if you picked it up, because one of you let me know you were going to pick it up. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to wear it. So let me know if you did pick it up, how you're planning on wearing it, because it is very long. I tried it on in the dressing room. Do I still have that footage? If I have the footage, I'll put it here. I tried it on in the dressing room and the top part looked really nice, especially with a shirt tucked in. And that's really hard. Like, that's a tricky area sometimes, that whole waist area, but I thought it was really flattering and it was really elongating. And now that I'm talking about it, I feel like maybe I will order it because I still keep thinking about it. And that's how I know I want to pick something, is if I let it go for a few days and I'm still thinking about it. In fact, when my husband was watching the video, he really liked the skirt also. So I just want to figure out a way to be able to wear it without it dragging on the floor. I guess I could get it either hemmed, or I could wear it with a little heel, or be okay with it dragging. Is that a thing? Are we dragging our skirts on the floor? I don't know. I can just imagine I probably, if I did that, I would change right away so I'm not dragging whatever I dragged on the floor into the house. So let me know if you have any styling tips around it, because I really liked the way it looked and the way that it felt. So if you can think of a good way for me to wear that skirt, I will probably pick it up. And do let me know. I think there's a couple days left of the sale. Let me know what else I should pick up. What did I miss? Because when I went to the store, to the actual Nordstrom store, and touched and felt the fabrics, and like something like this was not on the radar until I saw it. What are the things that you were impressed with, that you ordered, that you either saw in store or you ordered and were more impressed with them than you thought you would be? Let me know. I would love to know, because I want to take advantage of the sale before prices go up. But that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. so I love their brow product. I can't find any of the things I used. Why? Stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see. What?